edition of the show, The Bader Show. I'm Mark Bader. Today is episode 461. It's November 4th, 2025. And man, we got a good one today. He had a hell of a weekend. He's kicking off his career at Oklahoma State. At 184 pounds, Zack Ryder. Zack, thanks for joining us today, man. How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So, we're really, first of all, you're shoved in the back room. You got binders behind you. You got a Christmas tree to your left. Maybe that's your right. Whatever. What's going on
All
back
right.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. We're doing some schoolwork and now we're here on this live stream.
Perfect, man. I love it. Also, obviously, congrats. What an awesome weekend. And I want to get into
Mhm.
like the current day, but I want to back up a little bit, right? And get to know you a little bit about Predator on a personal level, you know. And I got to meet your parents this weekend at the hotel lobby and whatnot. And I come to find out,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're from New York. And then I look it up. You're like New York, Pennsylvania, Jersey, in this little triangle right
Yeah.
there. And you got a bunch of siblings or a few siblings. Is that right?
Three older sisters. Yeah.
Yeah, and your dad told me basically, yo, they made him tough. I saw them over in the
Yeah.
corner yelling and cheering. I didn't know who they were. I knew they were in orange. They were clearly cheering for you and that team.
Yeah.
But these are your sisters. Tell me about your family. Maybe your older sister's kicking your ass growing up.
Yeah. I mean, me and my family are really close. I'm always FaceTiming them. I'm like 22 hours away from home, 3 hour-ish plane flight home. So, just gotta stick with them on the phone and stuff. But we were really close. They did like Budo Jiu-Jitsu and all that stuff growing up. So they're really tough girls and they used to like beat me up and all that. And then I finally started growing up and then they stopped. But when I was young, they used to definitely beat me up and wrestle me and choke me out and kick me and all that stuff. So yeah, they definitely made me tough and they're relentless. I was on the mat. I remember wrestling this weekend and I just like we went out of bounds. They were like right in my face, dude. I was like, yo, you guys are crazy.
They're right here the whole time, filming, yelling, cheer. They were
Yeah.
they were into it and they were intense. So I see where you got some of
Hmm.
that from. So and
Yeah.
this is typically how it goes. Older brothers, sisters, whatever it is. Like the younger one gets beat up, and then maybe about the time the tides flip, it's like, you know what? We're old enough. Let's be friends.
Yeah, we're best friends now, and if they if they do something or say something mean, and I start walking towards them, they run away now. So they know what time it is now. But back then they used to beat me up. But we have some videos. It's funny of them like choking me out or stuff. But they were pretty tough back then. They have a bunch of swords and some trophies when they used to compete in jiu-jitsu and stuff.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic, man. They did jujitsu but didn't wrestle. Is that right?
Yeah, no, they never wrestled. They played soccer their whole lives. My one sister actually made varsity in seventh grade, so she was quite the athlete.
Oh,
They
dang.
all went to college for soccer, but they don't do it anymore. They're all teachers now.
Okay. Well, good for them, man. But they didn't wrestle and they did jujitsu. How did you find wrestling?
My dad just threw me in there one day, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, and then I was just ripping blast doubles, and I just had a natural talent to it, and then we just stuck with it.
Yeah. Did you? You know, there's like having a natural talent. Many people have different natural talents for whatever. But you found something that you had a natural talent in, and then either right then or at some point you like fell in love with it or you got hooked, right? So, do you remember a moment when it was like, man, maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but a moment where you're like, this is for me. When you learned a double leg or when you figured the sport out or a certain win, or maybe not, maybe it just felt good and you loved it. But curious if there was ever a moment that you can think back to where it's like, man, this hooked me. This made me fall in love with the sport.
I would say, um, when I won my first state title, that's when I really got hooked. That was in eighth grade, and I got a pin in the state finals, and just that moment and like the flexing and the crowd and everything. It was awesome. So that's when I really got hooked into wrestling. Was my eighth grade year, and then in high school I loved it. I had fun, and then I mean my love for wrestling really grew as soon as I got to Oklahoma State. Like it really has changed my wrestling view on it and stuff. Oklahoma State really changed my life in many ways.
Man, okay. And when you say I won state in eighth grade, that was as a varsity wrestler, right?
Yeah, so in New York, you can wrestle. Actually, thanks to my sister, Cassie,
What do you mean?
we like passed she tried to pass a law in seventh grade to play soccer in New York, and nobody has ever done it. And then she passed like the law, like it was a whole big thing. And she started seventh grade on soccer in varsity as a middle schooler, and then and then like a couple people did it, and then I came into seventh grade and I wrestled seventh grade varsity, and I lost to Stevo Poland actually, set 4-3 in the New York State Finals as a 12-year-old, and
In
then I won
seventh
it the
grade?
next year. So yeah, in seventh grade.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Um, okay, so were you just good from day one? Right? You got hooked in eighth grade, but you wrestled since the time I think you said your dad put you in with four or something like that. Where you just, man, just kind of got on the mat and had a good feel for it?
Yeah, I think I just have a really good feel for it, and just naturally athletic. God gave me that ability to be naturally athletic,
Yeah.
and just was ripping underhooks and blast doubles, and I mean it was working. And then I mean I since I got to Oklahoma State, like me and Coach Taylor and the whole staff, like we've been working a lot, and now I'm becoming just beast. I don't even know who I am anymore, but it's a great feeling, and I'm really just like learning how to wrestle, and it's great.
Man, okay. Let's talk about David Taylor because my understanding, and right, you're from New York. He's in Pennsylvania. How far apart did you live from State College? A couple questions here, right? When did you meet David,
Mhm.
Coach Taylor? You start going to M2 a little bit, or at some point you're like, no, I'm moving down there and I'm going to skip my senior year. Kind of give me this whole, the backstory and then how it played out.
I would say I'm 3 hours away from Penn State and the M2 training center, whatever you want to say. Um, And then I was always going to camps because I was 3 hours away. So my high school coach always brought us to the Penn State camp. So like I've known David, not like personally, but like I've known him, like we've seen each other, like just like when I was wrestling the dual meets, and my coaches were always in contact with them, trying to get him to do camps and stuff. And then my junior year, when I made my first world team, I was like, before that, I was like, Mom and Dad, because I already committed to Penn State, and I was like, if I make this world team, can I move up there? Like going into my senior year, I was like, can I move up there and train with David in the Penn State NLWC and all that? And they were like, yes. And then I made that world team in like May, I think it was, or it was my second world team. Yeah, it was my second world team. And then yeah, things just took off from there. I moved down there and then trained with David and formed a great relationship with him.
Man, how do you, a high school kid, I'm guessing your parents stayed in New York. Did you live with
Yeah.
kids, with
No,
college
well,
kids by
actually,
yourself?
my mom retired early because I wasn't of age. I was only 17, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
she retired early and she moved up there with me because she was a teacher. So she took a hit on like her pension, I'm pretty sure. And shout out to mom for that.
Wow.
My parents love me and I love them. So I'm really grateful for them. And she moved up there with me and then I just trained and did online school and hung out with her.
That's amazing. I'm guessing because you said you're like before that I knew David kind of, but I didn't really know him, right? But you
Yeah.
moved down there, and I'm sure he knew it. Like maybe explain the relationship and if that or how that probably developed even more so during that year.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I met him, like he's a great guy. He's always smiling and all that, and so am I. I'm full of joy and really loud, and because I'm deaf in my right ear, so I'm always screaming and stuff. And ever since we met, we just clicked, and it just took off from there. And I love Coach Taylor, and he loves me, and our bond just keeps growing every day.
Okay, and I'm guessing that friendship bond. It's like, okay, this guy can coach me in wrestling, and maybe like, but when somebody's coaching you in wrestling, and you have that tight friendship bond, there's like all that trust, and it all just kind of blends, I would say, right, and really feeds off of itself.
Yeah, for sure. Going back to this weekend, I really felt like comfortable while wrestling. Like I remember like after every break or something would happen, like I found myself looking at him every time I was walking back to the center. And I just feel like having that bond with him was really gonna elevate my wrestling and it's gonna be great.
Sure. Now, when you decide to leave your senior year of high school, move in or move down to state college, train with them to. I'm assuming the plan was just like, which it did end up happening, but was the plan also at that point also go to Penn State, or was it still some time to think, or did you when you moved down to a state college, you're like, no, I want to go to Penn State.
I think I might have already been committed when I was doing it. I don't really, I forget the timeline. I
Sure.
don't know. I might have been committed already when I moved down there. Uh, but I did always want to go to Penn State because it was always close to home and they were pretty dominant back
Yeah,
then.
for
And,
sure.
I was always going to the camp. So like, I just wanted to go there. And, yeah, it just all worked out perfectly with moving down there and making the world team and him being my coach and all that. So, yeah.
Okay. You obviously had a full year at Penn State during your redshirt. Just what was that experience like for you, and what would you take from it?
It was great, I'm really grateful for my opportunity that I was at Penn State. I liked the staff and I liked the teammates there, and I learned a lot, being behind Carter Storaci. I feel like some of my style now that I just developed is kind of like him, just with the pace and the pulling on the head and the fakes and all that. So Carter helped me out a lot. So did Aaron Brooks. Just everybody there. I was extremely grateful for them. So that experience was good. I got to travel a little bit. I really liked watching the volleyball team win the national title. That was a good experience there. So, yeah, overall it was good and really grateful. And we're on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. Last thing, just like with that 1 year in the room, where do you think you improved the most? On your feet, on the mat, mentally, like I don't know, it can be anything. Nutritionally, like something that you take, like, man, I really took this from that experience.
Yeah, I would just say like mature wise. I think going from a high school room to a college room, you really learn a lot. Maybe like in high school you would complain a little bit about this or you wouldn't know your schedule, but in college like I really learned to develop a schedule, not complain so much, just get the work done, put your head down, nobody cares. And so I would say like maturity wise, that's really what I learned at Penn State for that whole year I was there. Just like developing.
Yeah. There's no denying the dominance they've had over the last decade, right? And it's no
Hmm.
secret that, man, they stack them, which it happened in your case, right? It's like we got a stud. Hey, another stud wants to come. Who are we to say no? So I'm guessing, what I'm getting at is, obviously Rocco's there. When did you find out Rocco Welsh was transferring in, and how'd you handle that news?
On a random Wednesday, I think it was, I found out. And I just handled it. I prayed about it, talked to my family about it, just thought it was best if I left. I'm never scared to compete or wrestle off for a spot. That's not why I left, but we can get into that whenever. But I just thought it was best if I left and go to Oklahoma State with David Taylor.
Um, I guess maybe backing up even a second, because when David took the job at Oklahoma State, I'm guessing there was no part of you that thought about leaving. It wasn't until this situation happened with Rocco.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I didn't want to leave. Uh, when he left. I mean, I sent him a text. I wished him all the best. I had a love for David, and he had an opportunity that changed his life, and I would have taken the opportunity that he did, and I understood, and I sent him a text, and that was it. And then I went back to training at Penn State, and yeah.
Okay. And then how does it unfold for, like, excuse me, the situation comes, like, man, maybe I need to go. Is it only Oklahoma State, or was there maybe I got to go somewhere? I don't know. It was like, no, if I'm going anywhere, obviously I moved my life to train with David. Is it a no-brainer that Stillwater was a spot?
Yeah, it was a no-brainer that Stillwater was a spot. It was the first thing that popped up to my mind, just going back to the bond that I had with him and just seeing the way he turned around that program and going straight to third with like not even his recruiting class, just the guys that he had or the transfers that went there before. Just seeing what he did that year and them taking third at the national tournament, I was like, yeah, I want to be there.
Yeah. Do you feel? Like, I've been up in that room just a little bit since David's been there, and do you feel like, man, something's going on here, and we're doing something?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm in the best shape mentally, physically, spiritually, just everything. What that coaching staff is doing, it's nothing like I've ever felt in any other room, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait to compete this Friday against Stanford, and we're gonna be a really good team. Like we want to win, and we're training hard, and we're gonna do it.
You said something at the top of the show, like, I forget exactly what you said. You're like, I feel like, I don't know if this is what you said. I feel like I'm finally learning how to wrestle, or I feel like I
Yeah.
finally love it, or I don't know what you said, but I was like, dude's accomplished all this world age group medals. He's been at Penn State, like one of the best places on the planet to wrestle. Like, what? Explain to me what you meant by that statement.
I said I'm finally feeling like I'm learning how to wrestle. I just feel like I don't know. It's just I never put the pieces together or really got focused on to put the pieces together. And I just feel here at with David and Coach Jimmy and Ward, and I could go on with all the coaches we have. I just feel like my whole life has just been an underhook and all that. And just working with David, we're getting at it. Like we're getting to work. And I feel like I put that show on at All Stars Classic, but I feel like I can get a lot better. As soon as I got off the mat, me and David were already talking about what I can do, and all this. And I truly believe at the end of March I will be a national champion. And I'm just going to continue to work. And I feel like now, like I said, I'm starting to understand wrestling. I just been a gritty wrestler and just a tough guy, and that's what got me the wins. But now I'm putting wrestling together, and sky's the limit.
Man, I always like to understand how high level people, how much, how often, when, like how they think about wrestling, right? Like when you're in practice, okay, from 3 to 5 or whatever, you're in the thick of it, right? Outside of practice, outside of class, because you focus on class, like how much do you think about wrestling, and what is that? Are you thinking about positions? Are you thinking broadly about how wrestling makes you feel? I'm just trying to like get inside your head for a second.
Yeah, with my head, second I wake up, I'm thinking about winning a national title. Second I go to sleep, right as I'm falling asleep, national title. I think about it all the time. With wrestling, I like to live my life, balance it. So I don't really think about it that much, but there are the thoughts of the national champion and like what I could do. If an Instagram reel pops up, I'll watch like the technique video that pops up or something. I like fishing, playing with my dog, watching movies, doing homework. So I'm not thinking about it that much, but I catch myself like like in my living room, like as I'm walking, I'll hit like an outside step or I'll roll collar and fake and stuff. So I mean, throughout the day it comes, but mostly I just try to focus on my other half of the life.
I don't know, man. You're like, I wake up, I think about it. I go to sleep, I think about it. I don't think about it that much.
No, I know it's a mix. It's balanced.
Sure. That doesn't mean you think about it all the time, but I get what you're saying. Like, it's
Yeah.
in there, but it's not all consuming.
Yeah, but everything I do in my life is towards wrestling. I don't party, I don't do any of that. I'm not doing anything stupid. Like everything I do is for wrestling, and I'm just gonna better myself every day so I can become that national champ.
Yeah. Um, all I used to do is underhooks and double legs. Like, I'm trying to think of like, get in your head or in a practice when you learn a new technique or you put new tools into your toolbox and what that process is like for you.
I pick up on things really easily. So when David or Coach Caldwell, Coach Jimmy, or Coach Ward, Roper, whoever is coaching me that day, and they're showing me new things, like I pick up on it like that. And like I said, when I'm in my living room, I'll randomly hit the move or something. So, I'm really developing quickly, and it's going great here. And when they show me things, I'll stay at the practice, I'll rep it, or when we're going live or something. I mean, it's just practice at the end of the day. So I'm just gonna try the moves that I'm learning and just keep getting better at it.
Yeah. All right. Man, and I got this match from the All Star Classic. Just cut out some of the breaks in between, out of bounds stoppages. But I don't want to watch it in a second. But I just want to know, like, man, Jaxon Smith, he's an All American. Coming into this match, what are your expectations?
I actually have a photo I sent my roommate, and it was like I'm gonna major Jaxon Smith tomorrow. Like I knew my ability and that the ability I've always had that I can destroy these guys. I I just always, I guess, tried just to win, and that's why some of my matches were like 4-3 or like 5-3 or something. But I was just going out there. I wasn't. I knew he was a flashy guy. He had a really good shot. He had ducks and all that. He's a really tough rider, but I'm not going to change my style just because of somebody else. So I was just going out there to score points and have fun and just not focus on winning finally and just going out there to score points. And if you go out there and score points, the win's going to come. So that was my main goal, just go out there and have fun and just relax and compete.
Well, you did it. You did a great job, Greg.
Yeah.
If you got that, yeah, let's pull this over and we'll watch this. You can kind of tell me what you're thinking, what you're seeing. Really, you can play by play if you want. But this is 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago, Saturday night, wrestling Jaxon
Yeah.
Smith and then WCA All Star meet, 184 pounds.
Yeah. I knew he was also a good upper body guy and he's a good thrower, so I had to watch out for that. But I'm also really good in the underhooks and upper body, so I feel comfortable there.
Yeah. Like it's a little while. I think you finally get a takedown later in the first. But explain to me in a match like this, like obviously you broke it open at the end, but what's it feel like in the beginning? Do you know like?
The guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like guys squeeze and stuff in the beginning, and they're just trying to feel you out. But I'm just sticking to my basics. I'm moving forward. I'm not pitter pattering. I'm just gonna continue to just move forward and slowly break this guy. And just you feel them get tired, and they might be flashy in the first, second period, but that third period they're gonna break. So in the minute or so, it's obviously hard. Every guy is good in this college level, and everybody's strong the first minute. But you know their lifestyle, that if they're not living right, then they're gonna get tired, and eventually they're gonna fail, and they're gonna start to mellow down.
I'm not that you're questioning this guy's lifestyle, but is that what you were kind of hoping here? Like, not hoping, thinking like, all right, he's strong, but as matches goes on, I'm gonna
Yeah,
wear him down.
I just knew that nobody, not just Jaxon. Jackson's a great wrestler, much respect to him, but I just know nobody's training as hard as me, and nobody's doing the things I'm doing, and yeah, I just have full faith in the coaching staff and all the practices they go. They're putting me through, so I just remind myself nobody's doing what I'm doing.
It's a good thing to remind yourself. Yeah, still pretty active, moving forward, hand fighting.
Yeah, the when you're up, yeah, that was a nice shot.
Oh, tell me
Good
about this,
shot.
because for you never know how bad somebody's hurt. You're like, did he just barely tweak it, or is this hurting him real bad? Like, little rubber knee. How'd that feel? All right.
Yeah, I don't do no rubber knees, so I don't know why. I think I was trying to go baseline there, but it's a knee. It's fine. I'm wrestling Friday. We're gonna put on a show, so I'm fine. I continued the match and
Yeah,
not the major.
marching with that on over underhooks.
Definitely not gonna do a rubber knee, but there's the Zack Ryder hip throw. Finally
Beautiful.
brought it out.
Oh, sweet. That's four in freestyle.
Yeah. But yeah, just keeping the pace. He escapes. I'm on him like a dog on a bone.
You really
That's
are,
just
right?
what's
Yeah.
going through my head. No pitter patter and just moving forward. There's the family right there with the phones out.
they were they were going nuts. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing happens here. Just really focusing on just forward pace, not letting this guy breathe. Heavy hand fighting. That's what's going through my mind.
Yeah. Do you typically remember matches? Can you
No,
remember like
I feel like most of the time I do, but this match I don't remember anything. Like I blacked out.
that's
Like I
crazy.
don't remember even getting interviewed after the match.
Okay.
Yeah, I blacked out for a little
That's
bit.
crazy. That's so
Yeah, I usually, but right here, that's exactly what David says in practice. As soon as you cut hard and you get right back on this guy.
and it probably opened
And
up
it
bad.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy pressures, take a back shot.
7-1. Or is that 7-2? I don't think it's 7-1.
7-1.
And then we kept having these restarts where he'd get to his feet and like immediately running.
Yeah.
These guys kept going out of bounds.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna get better there. I don't know why the ref called out of bounds here. I was still in my foot.
Maybe he's on the hardwood or something.
But yeah, we kept getting in this position, but you just can't get annoyed. You just gotta stay focused and relax, run right back to the center, and this is when David told me to cut him. Just keep that pace on there.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a takedown here, but I already reviewed that, and we're gonna get better next time.
Yeah, so you've watched this with the coaches, I'm guessing?
I watched it on my own after, but you
Okay.
know, yeah, David said some things and all that. Just, but this is in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. We're focused on Stanford and the rest of the season. So it was a great win, but long season ahead.
Very long season. Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think is going to be the key to feeling good and not, burn out? Not that's the right word, but just feeling good and fresh at the end of the season and not like whatever, burn out, whatever, get
yeah,
tired.
burnout. I think just the key to not burning out and all that is what our coaches are making us do at practice. And I'm constantly texting them, and whatever they say to do, I'm gonna do. If they say be in the wrestling room all day, I'm there. So they have a plan, and obviously David Taylor and the rest of those guys, they've wrestled before, so they know what to do, and I have full faith in them. And I know I'm gonna feel the best out of anybody at the national tournament, so I'm excited for that.
Heck yeah. What we got here? Still 7-2. Win second period? Can't see that small number up there.
I think that no, this is
We're
third.
in the
I
third.
think.
Okay, yeah. We're cruising.
Yeah, so I get my riding time here, and then we start the cut, and we go get that major.
Yeah, like with 3-point takedowns, it doesn't take a whole lot. But are you starting to think major before this, or is it not till like David's like, cut him, let's go for major?
Um, yeah, I mean, I was just thinking let's just go out there and score points, but like I said, I was kind of blacked out, and I was just listening to whatever David was telling me, and he told me cut him, so I was like, all right, cut him, let's go get a takedown. Look,
Yeah.
see right there, he's saying forward, go get another point. So, like I said before, when your coach, Olympic champ or any coach, they go tell you to score, you're gonna go score, or at least try your best to.
And you did just that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's this. He's really good at that duck, and I knew it was eventually gonna come, so just had to counter it. And Jackson's also really hard. He's really good at defense and scoring on, so I just had to make sure my finishes were nice and clean and precise.
David says get one more. You got to get one more.
And now I'm running out of time. I gotta get going.
Yeah, a lot of guys are just going to kind of take their foot off the gas and, all right, I'm up 4
Yeah.
to 3 or 10, 10 to 4, whatever it is, 10 to 3. No big deal.
Yeah, 10-4.
Yeah, the riding time, not a major.
I know. So I gotta get this. Rest like watch his knee. I was like, all right.
All right, just need to take down.
Keep that foot in bounds. There we go.
Nothing on the hardwood that time. That's 3, baby.
Uh-huh.
I think at this point, everybody watching was like, maybe you said the night before you told your friend you're going to major him, but, I don't think most people thought that was going to happen. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Really impressed.
Yeah, I just feel like nobody's ever seen how good I am. I always knew how good I am, and I just had to just go out there and let it fly. And Coach Taylor and Jimmy that night really helped me, and I showed what I was capable of, and I just got to keep replicating that, and yeah, the wins will come.
Hell yeah. So you guys got Stanford this weekend, and
Yep.
then, man, we jump right into national duels. This tournament had been around in the past. It kind of went away for a little bit. It's back. What's your thoughts on just the structure, dual tournament going through and trying to win?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think there's obviously great teams, great wrestlers there, and we're fourth seed, but obviously we want to win, and we're just gonna go out there as a team and go out there and compete and just have fun. Like I said before, it's a long season, so I mean, it's obviously a great money prize, great tournament, see
Mm-hmm.
where we're all at, and it's just a great opportunity just to have, and I'm really thankful that they're putting this on.
Heck yeah. Man, wrestling fans, right, look at brackets and think of matchups. Maybe you know where I'm going with this, but it's like there's a very likely semifinal here between Oklahoma State and Iowa. That means at 184, fans are oozing over potential or likely matchup between you and Ferrari, man. Just like I'm guessing that's at least crossed your mind that this might happen. And just like when and if you think about this, what do you think,
I'm just excited, honestly. Me and Angelo we're mutual friends, Nothing, I have nothing against Angelo. He's a great competitor, and I'm just excited to wrestle him, and I guarantee he's excited to wrestle me. So, much respect to Angelo, and it's going to be a great match, and it's going to be fun. And, we're going to go out there and try our best, and uh, yeah, it's just exciting. It's really exciting. It's wrestling, so we're just going out there and wrestle.
Yeah, a match like that, a very high level match, right? Will you typically come out with, I don't know, call it a game plan or just some tactics to have in the back of your head or some kind of, just be mindful of X, Y, or Z or be ready to do X, Y, or Z?
Uh, Honestly, no, I don't think because the way I look at it, I'm not going to change my style just because of somebody else. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to change my style, then I'm not going to wrestle my best. So I'm just going to go out there with my style and wrestle and just have fun.
Okay. Sweet. Man, and 184 in general seems like a super fun weight class,
Hmm.
McAnally and others there. What's it like to be on Rocco, of course? Just in a vying for a spot in such a tough weight class. Vying for the title,
Yeah,
excuse me.
yeah. Honestly, it's a blessing, you know. All those guys are great guys. I know them all. I've talked to all of them, and it's just fun, and it pushes you to keep going and looking forward to the matches and the season, and it is a blessing. It's honestly great, and I can't wait for that national tournament, and we're gonna all have fun.
Um, yeah, when you what? So I've been up there. It was over the summer, right? You're training with Zahid. Really, you were probably helping Zahid get ready, right, for
Yeah.
Worlds, which he did great. But just tell me about your training environment, Zahid, and who else you train with or enjoy training with, or who you get the most out of training with.
Yeah, Zahid, DJ Hamity, Dustin Plott. I could go on and on. Dwayne,
Yeah,
you got a lot of people there. Cam Amin, Fish, Alex Facundo. Alex Facundo is my boy, so we're always training. Even Coach Taylor, like he's got it. He's got it. He's still the beast. I mean, he was competing last year, so
yeah,
many people were like, "Does he still got it?" Like, obviously, he was just competing. So
yeah.
he's a great training partner for me. Coach Caldwell, even Jimmy. Coach Jimmy's really strong. So it's a great environment to be around, and all those guys really want me to win, and they all really focus on me. Like when I'm wrestling with them, and they're always doing saying pointers, like. Even Zahid, and Zahid's the best in the world right now. I mean, just destroying the competition. So why wouldn't I
Destroying.
want to train with him? And it's just a great experience.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit, off the mat, right? I was there for just like 1 or 2 days, but man, the guys are going golfing. The guys are just like running around. Tell me about this. I don't know if it's a family, whatever you want to call it, but what you guys like to do together and hang out and the bond you formed.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll go for coffee. Sometimes we have this early morning place like for breakfast called Hatch. We'll go there. We'll go to Texas Roadhouse. We'll go bowling. We'll go see a movie. It's really all over the day. We'll go fishing. It just depends on the day, and I mean we all have a great bond. Everybody on the team. Nobody has bad blood. Like it's great. It's really a great environment. We're all positive, and it's great here.
Compare Stillwater to, is it West Town? Is that where you're from? West Town,
Yeah,
New
West
York?
Town. Yeah.
What's your home? I know what Stillwater's like, right? What's West Town like?
Uh, yeah, I'd say it's kind of the same. Like literally 2 minutes down the road, I got like a camel farm next to me. So
In
it's
New
kind of
York?
country where I'm from.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the same. It's just a little different. The grass is greener in West Town. Uh, I say a lot more mountains. There's not really mountains here or anything.
It's
So
hardly
I
hills.
yeah, there's nothing. There's no mountains. It's just flat.
Yes.
But I'd say it feels like home here, really. It feels just like West Town, just without like my mom and dad and sisters. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. It reminds me of home.
Yeah, cool. Okay. You mentioned like, yeah, I wake up, sometimes think about nationals. I go to sleep, sometimes think about nationals or winning a national title, as I think what you said. Um, what does that mean? I like when you say I wake up picturing or thinking about winning nationals. Are you thinking about being in that on the stage in a dogfight of a match? Are you picturing getting your hand raised, or is it not anything really specific? Are you just kind of like having general thoughts, more like
Yeah, I would say
abstract?
when I wake up or I'm going to bed, it's just the general thoughts. But when I'm at practice and I'm walking and it's like we're done with practice, or when I'm walking into the room and I close my eyes, I visualize myself on that blue Resolite mat, raising my hand and running down to my family and hugging my mom and my dad and my sisters. So that's what I'm visualizing. But just throughout the day when I'm thinking about a national champ, I'm just thinking about
Yeah, picturing them with them cell phones in the front row, recording their brother,
it.
yelling, being
Screaming.
loud. Yeah, man, they were ready to go.
Yeah,
So,
they were
uh,
funny. I had like 60, 70 people there. It was a great opportunity.
and just at the
All Star,
I
yeah.
saw All Star. I saw a bunch of people up in the stands too, like up.
Yeah, but then there was people on the other side,
Oh,
like my
really?
my my uncles and their friends. Yeah, they were everywhere.
Okay, they were loud, man. They were loud. They're
Yeah.
all. I assume they're all going to travel to nationals, and
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll have a good. The riders roll deep, like Christian said. So we'll have a big crowd of nationals. Stanford will have a good crowd there. So really grateful for those people supporting me.
hell yeah, that's awesome. And speaking of Christian, he left you hanging, but then he didn't. You said you don't even remember the interview though. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember. I remember that. I remember him leaving me hanging. He is right. I saw a clip of him backing up his case. He did say, "I got you, buddy." He did shake my hand afterwards, but it was a good like 3 seconds. My hand.
Yeah. I saw. I was like, oh no,
I was waiting. So
trying to finish the
yeah,
thing
he
and
got
then
me at the end, but at
yeah,
first I was like, no way, this guy's about to do this to me.
live on TV. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, he got you. That's cool. I'm glad. Overall experience at the All Star Classic for you?
great. I had a blast. Learned a lot about myself and just really excited. My teammate Casey, he kicked butt. Learned a lot about him. We grew a good bond traveling together, staying in the same room. So it was a great experience, and I thank you guys for that and everybody else involved with it, and just excited for the future.
What's something you learned? You said I learned something, or I learned a lot about myself this weekend. What's something you learned about yourself this weekend?
Just that I could be that guy, and that I have the arsenal, and I don't have to win just by 1 point. I could just go out there and dominate. And I also learned that like everything that I'm doing in the practice room and my lifestyle, it's fine. It's like it's finally showing and it's working. So it's all worth it. And all this hard work that I'm doing, because I'm training so hard, and everything I'm doing is for that national title. So it's just good seeing that it's worth it.
Yeah. Man, talk about that. You're like, winning by 1 point, or there's something that you're doing upstairs that's, I think, I'm speculating
Yeah.
here, that's like opening up some freedom somehow, right? That you're like, oh, I don't know if it's, and I'm not just saying you in general, you see this happen, right? Guys that win by 1 point, and then something happens, and then they're just like, they win by 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. And it's
Hmm.
like, do you know what it is that caused this, or how?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a natural human being instinct. Like, you just want to win. And I'm a winner, and I mean, I've always won, but it was like by, like I said, like the 1 point or the 2 point. I think just upstairs it was just you're Zack Ryder, man. Like, you made 3 world teams. You got second, third. Like, you're good, dude. Go out there and show it, and just go out there and score points and have fun. Put a smile on your face. Like, you just don't you just don't focus on winning. Just go out there, have fun, score points, and the wins will come. And when you go out there and score points, so I think just really like Coach Taylor is just saying, like, have fun, score points. He says it, you're like, but like you gotta go and do it. So I finally they helped me a lot backstage before I went out there, and we found it, and we're gonna dominate as a team.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Easier said than done. Just go out,
Yeah.
have fun. Okay.
Hmm.
But like, it feels like once you figure it out, it's like, oh, then like the gap, this gap starts to
Yeah.
spread.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm excited. I'm excited.
hell
I'm
yeah.
ready.
I'm excited. And we're excited to watch you wrestle this year. It's going to be a fun year. Dang, was there one other thing I had? National coaches help you. No, I think,
It's gonna come back to you in like 4 hours.
right, or like as soon as we hang up. I guess it wasn't. Um, it was still a stupid thing. Z Money, Z Ryder. When I was in the room back in, I don't know, whenever I was there, July or August or something, you guys were
Yeah.
teasing, because he's Z Money, obviously. Have you
Yeah.
gotten a nickname yet? Or is he still Knight Rider, Z Rider? These were the things I remember hearing.
Yeah, my dad always he just nicknamed me Z Ride, so I mean they just call me Z Ride or Z, you
Okay.
know.
That was
Yeah,
it.
with
They
the
called you
RTC and
Z. They called the Z. And then they were like, wait, who's Z? That was how it got
yeah,
started.
I know it is confusing, but with the RTC and the college practices, we're not really in the room anymore together, so
Sure.
I'm Z,
Okay.
or like it's easy now, but when it's RTC season, I'm Z Ride, I think. So,
Okay.
yeah, my roommate, I was gonna go like black socks, black headgear, and just like everything at the All Star Classic, because I got the new black takedowns. I got them. And I ordered them. He was like Black Lightning, so I don't know if he wants to call me Black Lightning or what we're doing, but whatever's fine.
Okay. Okay. We're open for suggestions, folks. It's Z Ride, but if you got something better, throw a comment in there. We'd love to hear
Yeah, yeah, for
what
sure.
Zach's nickname should be. So excellent, Zach. Well, I'm glad I thought of that. There was a stupid little thing,
Yeah,
but I'm glad I brought it up.
that was a good one.
It's gonna bother me all day. Okay, but I think that really is kind of it for now. Is there
Hmm.
anything? We'll give you the final word, or anything else you might want to say about anything, man.
Well, just excited to compete and go Pokes.
All right. We appreciate it, man. Zach, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you at National Duels in like less than 2
See you at
weeks. So,
National Duels.
all right, man. Have a great day. Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, you too.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye, guys. Oh, man, what a fun show. Really excited to see Zack Ryder and his future at Oklahoma State and beyond, right? Wrestling for world teams and at least competing for that. So that's going to do it for today's show. We're going to leave you now with a little video. Looking forward to the whole rest of the season here on FloWrestling. That's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys.